For the subscription enrollment, it's a bit similar. The changes are highlighted in blue. So you again start with defining your initial order. You add all additional products and additional online services. And then on the annual compliance piece, you have to place an additional annual or the second following annual order 30 to 60 days before your anniversary. The additional option that you have in your enterprise subscription enrollment is that you can change between user and device-based licenses. So if you're buying a suite of client access licenses for your users, but you notice that you have less devices than the amount of users that you have, then it might be worthwhile to change those in your contractual term from a user to a device basis. At the end of the term, what changes? If you don't renew, you need to buy out your products, or you need to make sure that you're no longer going to use any and all of the products that you're not buying out. Then for the server and cloud enrollment, similar to an EA or EAS, you identify the products that you want to standardize on. So if you have SQL, for instance, and you are willing and able to standardize on SQL licenses, the SCE will provide to you a 5% discount, programmatic discount on software assurance licenses, and 15% discount on licenses and software assurance. So for instance, true-up licenses or newly brought in licenses. If you want to put SQL into an SCE, you identify all installed copies that you have with or without SA, and you acquire software assurance for all licenses. You need to make sure that you buy at least the minimum order requirements per product. So for instance, for SQL, you have a certain amount of cores that you need to procure as a minimal amount to qualify for buying an SCE. I think it's around 50 cores or something that you need to buy. In an SCE, you can buy any and all additional products and additional online services as well. Not a lot of people know this, but anything that is not an SCE product, so not being core infrastructure, SQL, SharePoint, BizTalk, Visual Studio, you can buy as an additional product in an SCE. So if you do not want to standardize on anything devices or user-based, you can buy an SCE, and you still are able to buy additional products like Project, Visio, you name it, Exchange Server, etc., etc. On your annual compliance, this mimics the EA and EAS in the sense that you have a true-up, but you also need to take into account at the end of the term any subscriptions that you put into your SCE. And if you have subscriptions in your SCE, you might need to buy them out if you want to continue using these software licenses after the term of your server and cloud enrollment.